And we are back to a very special Boss Bus Between the Cheeks Debate Extravaganza Extreme. We are joined today by our cheeks. We have M to my right and Patrick, you know him, you love him, to our left. Today, we are going to be doing something very special. And let the one and only Paul Bernetti take it away.
So we're doing, like we said way back in the day, we're going to do other things with our podcast. Today, we wanted to do one of our debate episodes. And there's been a meme floating around. It's a little late for this podcast. We're kind of late to the ball. But there is an argument in the works. And the argument is the orangutan versus the chicken. Would you rather fight a chicken every time you get into your car or a orangutan once a year with a sword? Now, we have two opinions on this position. I, particularly, would never see a universe in which you would fight the orangutan versus the chicken. We have some people on this podcast that believe that the orangutan is the better option. We will discuss and obviously probably not change each other's opinions, but we would love for audience participation in which what you believe either A is the right option or B who made the better argument. Because I believe regardless of if I'm right or wrong, I will make the best argument for my case because there's no reality in which the orangutan should win. But we'll figure it out tonight.
Yep. That we will.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we should all state our preliminary... Yeah. Should we state our preliminary opinions before we go into this?
I believe that's important.
We'll state the preliminaries. We'll define the terms.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into it.
Okay.
So we'll start.
We're going to have to debate terms.
Patrick, no. Okay. Coming into the fight, just based on the meme, just based on the exact writing of the statement, without any other influence, what is your opinion?
I would rather fight one orangutan per year than a massive amount of chickens every time
Okay.
Well,
so you're choosing orangutan with a sword rather than
chickens.
Chickens every time you enter your car.
Yes.
Okay. I would rather fight the chicken than the orangutan every time.
I'm orangutan gang.
Also orangutan.
Okay. So I am the minority as we begin. Okay. So do you want me to start with my opening statements, or should the orangutan, since they have the majority, have the opening statement?
I think we should read the actual text and define.
Well, the actual text is: would you rather fight an orangutan once a year? Would you rather fight an orangutan once a year with a sword?
No, it says with a sword once a year.
Yeah. Would you rather fight an orangutan with a sword once a year? Is the actual writing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or a chicken every time you enter your car, every time you get into your car. Now, I believe that fighting a chicken every time you get into your car is better. Now, there's multiple, I have to dance around this, but opening statements. One, a chicken entering your car. First of all, you have agency. You know exactly when you are fighting that chicken every time. As soon as I get into my car, I'm going to fight your chicken. So, I can prepare. I can bring a taser. I can bring a stick. I can bring a gun. I know that if I get into my car, I'm going to fight a chicken. So, I know that. Second of all, a chicken is way less intimidating than an orangutan. Orangutan has history of ripping humans' faces off, of ripping humans' arms off. They are faster. They are stronger. They are more agile, and they have a longer reach, and they have more aggression than humans do. That's just facts. That's not me.
Okay.
Opinions.
I understand the facts. However, how many times a day do you get into your car?
Again, I'm still doing my opening statement.
I don't care how many opening statements you have.
We will have time
at least 3
to rest.
Okay.
There is also other things.
Maybe 4.
If I know
3 is the...
If I know that every time I get into my car, I'm going to fight a chicken.
That's fine.
I can, 1, limit my amounts of my car. I can, 2, take a bus, carpool. If you want to be a fucking nerd, you can say, well, if I technically have my friend put my name in his car, it's technically his car, not mine. So if I buy a car but have my friend put in his name, it's technically his car. so that I never technically get into my car because I don't have a car because it's in his name. So I'd never have to do it. There's an ability. If you really want to. Like, neither of these is a good thing. You never want to fight chicken every time. You never want to fight an orangutan once in a year. But you can get around fighting the chicken. You can carpool. You can, outside of Omaha, most major cities have good public transportation to the point where you don't need a car.
You're not wrong.
So I can avoid that. I also, if I kill a chicken, I have dinner for the night. If I kill an orangutan, I'm a felon.
You have dinner for the
No,
Yeah.
I'm a felon. Because killing an orangutan is a federal offense. Because they are endangered species. You are killing a creature that has a higher intelligence than an 8-year-old child.
Self-defense.
You have to live with the fact that you kill an 8-year-old.
You said I could rip my
So
arm
now we're
off.
killing 8-year-old children.
8-year-olds, I'm just saying.
An 8-year-old couldn't just rip my arm off.
You can kill an 8-year-old
I'm not
in
saying that.
self-defense.
I'm saying intelligence-wise, they're smarter than 8-year-olds.
I understand that, but if
So-
it's about to rip my arm
but what I'm
off,
saying is,
I put a hole
It
in
is.
an
It
8-year-old.
is also. Okay. Regardless of all that, let's get to the base point. It is not hard to kill a chicken. If I walk into my car and I have a taser or I have a knife or I just have fucking boots on, like, I can kill a chicken easy. An orangutan, every time you fight the orangutan, you are risking the chance of permanent damage.
Okay, so
They
I have
can
a
rip
question.
arms
I
off.
need to take
They
notes
can rip
because
your
I
face
have
off. They are
points.
faster
I have-
than you, and they are more agile.
What
than you.
are the parameters of fighting this orangutan? Because it says that you fight an orangutan with a sword or fight a chicken every time you get in your car. Does the orangutan just pop up randomly
So that's the
in
thing
your
is,
life?
you don't know.
Okay, but
You do not
what if
know.
you're at home sleeping in bed? Is it just gonna you're gonna wake
That's-
up and
that's
the
it.
orangutan?
That's the-
I
That's-
think
that's
it's
the point.
randomly once a year. So
That's
it could be at
part of
any
the
point.
point.
Right, but like,
That's
do you
part
get
of the
like a
point.
doors barrier before
No.
you have to fight it, or
See,
is it
again,
just like
that's
wait
the-
over you and there's a sword in
That's
the room?
part
you
of the
gotta,
point.
like,
We're doing
scramble.
genie rules. Like, if a genie says, like, make a wish, you make a wish, and it can take all of that, like, empty space and use it to its advantage.
Exactly.
You know when you're fighting a chicken.
Well, then this isn't
You-
even fair because
no.
I wouldn't.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
changing my opinion immediately because
No.
I'm not fighting an
Well,
orangutan
I'm
in
still-
the house when
Hey,
I don't even have
Patrick,
a license. Why would I
Patrick,
fight it in a car that I
Patrick,
can't drive?
Patrick,
When I don't have to. When I have an orangutan assaulting me in bed.
Patrick, we are using.
Goodness,
This
this
is
not
still-
O.J. Simpson.
This is
Patrick.
still my
Jesus
opening
Christ.
arguments, and I've already got one person on my side. That's all
Well, I
I'm
mean,
saying.
if we're
But
doing
no,
technicalities
what
on
I'm
the
saying
wording,
is,
then yeah.
what I'm saying is, from the wording, you fight an orangutan once a year. In my opinion, that means that once every year,
365 days.
once every year.
It doesn't matter. Calendar year.
Once-
Is what I'm.
I mean, once every year,
Right.
What's your definition
orangutan
of it?
fights you. You don't know when it's gonna happen.
Well, I think it's once
You-
every calendar year, so it could technically happen
It
on
could
December
literally-
31st and then January.
So
That's
it could
what Paul
technically-
said earlier.
so it could
and
literally
I don't know
have-
about that.
okay,
I feel
and
like
that's
once a year could be
yeah.
every
Yeah,
365
but
days.
it's just like the
because
shit your
that's a
pants.
year.
Your
That's a
shit your
point
pants
for-
card per
that
year. It can
is-
happen at any
yeah.
time. It can happen 10 times in one
No,
day,
you get
or 10
carryovers.
times
If
over.
you only shit your pants once in a year, then you get 9 extra days for the next year.
Okay, well then at some
I
point
thought it
you're
was
gonna
calendar
have
year.
like 300 days that you can shit your pants.
Wow, so if you have a really crazy time on Christmas and then shit your pants 2 times and then
you
shit
know
your
what?
pants
You
on
know what
New
isn't
Year's 2
in
more
question?
times.
What?
I
You're a
know.
bit for?
I know every single time I get into my car. I don't have to argue about it. I don't have to like
No, we're not.
philosophically
We're not arguing.
muse.
However,
I
aren't you
know-
gonna be exhausted after? Let's say you get in your car once per day. Let's just say once.
Twice.
Well, technically twice because you have to come back
Yeah.
home. So what's that? 365
Yeah.
times 2.
Yeah, it's
If
over
you drive your car
730
every single day,
730
Yes.
times.
But
700.
again,
Aren't you gonna be fucking exhausted fighting this chicken?
Okay, so
no,
here's
because
also,
you know why?
single
You know
day.
I'm not
why?
gonna lie,
It's
when
because
I made my initial choice, I
That's
made it because when I
exhausting.
thought of fighting this orangutan with a sword, I thought of it being every time, like randomly when I got into my car. I associated the car into it, even though it's not in the wording. So as you explain
honestly,
this more,
if you were in your car fighting an orangutan, it'd be worse.
no,
Because
I mean,
if you were in your car swinging a
It's
sword,
like you're on the
Does
same
does
side.
not-
I'm just mean, like I'm coming to unlock my
Yes,
car and
we're
then
on
an
the same side.
orangutan pops up with a fucking sword and tries to attack me while
No.
I'm out.
First of all,
If it was
there's-
just in my car,
Okay.
you're right. That's worse.
so there's two
the wording
points.
is
There's
deceiving.
two Socratic or like what's fucking I can't forget the word. There's two things in question in the statement, which is with a sword. So does that mean you have a sword? Does that mean the orangutan has a sword, or does that mean there's a sword present? So the wording, the syntax
Leaves it open.
says
It
that
does leave it open.
you fighting an orangutan with a sword. The least likely option is you have the sword, based on the syntax, based on the actual wording.
I would agree with
There
you.
is a chance, but I would say no. The second most likely is that the orangutan has a sword, in which the orangutan would just drop it, because he doesn't need a fucking sword to rip your fucking face off. He doesn't know what a sword is.
True.
He doesn't give a fuck. The third option is there's a sword present, with a sword there. And you can go and reach for the sword, but you also have to risk the orangutan getting you in the time and ripping your face off.
However, in your opening statement, you did say that you would be prepared for the chicken with a gun, with a sword, with an X, Y, and Z. It doesn't say that you have.
No, it doesn't. It says that every time you go into your car, you fight a chicken.
So what if I keep that thing on me and the orangutan comes and I pop up?
Yeah, you can. In order to do that, you have to
that.
carry a gun every day of
That's
the year.
easy.
Then who says I don't?
I
I'm
know
saying is you
people
can do
that sleep
that.
with them under their
You can
pillows.
do that, but you can also do that with a chicken in your car.
Do you know
what
how
I'm
much-
saying is, with a
But
chicken,
that's a lot more bullets.
with
So in so
a
facto,
chicken,
cost effectiveness.
you are never surprised.
3 shots for an orangutan a year
Right.
versus 700 bullets.
I don't
for
need
chickens.
a gun for a chicken. I just get a fucking cattle prod. I put it on my keychain. I'm like, oh,
But
it's
what
time
if
to go to
you
my
get in your
car.
car and the
Zip,
chicken-
and
what if
just
you-
pop him. Then I have dinner for the night.
But what if you
then
open the door and the chicken is just
Okay.
there and it mauls your face?
What if the chicken has?
You're
a
ready
gun?
for it. That's
But,
the thing.
but it doesn't
You're
say
ready
that
No one
for
ever
it.
chicken's coming
says
from the
anything
same
about
direction
chickens
at
with
all
the
No,
gun.
times.
but you're ready that
They're
a chicken's
strapped
going
too.
to attack.
They're
a chicken.
Chickens
also
are
ready.
fast.
Chickens cannot shoot guns. Chickens cannot be strapped.
You don't know what they can
No,
do.
I do.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, also, outside of the actual fight, there are pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
Killing a chicken twice a day at minimum warrants you dinner, warrants you a commodity that you can sell. Like, if I was like, I could go to fucking a local restaurant
orangutan
or
meat tastes like
Popeyes and
chicken.
say, hey, do you want some local, like, fresh chicken every
Locally.
day? I could make a business out of killing chickens
Yeah,
in my
but
car.
then-
Like, there's chicken in my car. Zap it, hand it to Popeyes, hand it to fucking, like,
But
a
if
local
but if
restaurant.
every
But if-
person is in this predicament,
No, that's not the question.
no. But this question was a very
It doesn't say
viral
everybody.
It
meme.
was
Isn't it?
publicized.
It's a very publicized meme, which means now a lot of people are faced with
Yeah.
this question. So now a ton of people have
Yeah.
cooked
So-
or killed chicken. How many eggs are you gonna have? And what came
None.
first?
None. You won't have any chicken eggs because you kill the chicken. You don't let it
Exactly.
lay an egg.
You have no eggs. And you know what? I prefer
There are
chicken
more-
eggs.
And
Yeah.
assuming it
Hey,
says
hey,
chickens,
over
not
chicken.
roosters. If we're talking chickens,
There
chickens
are-
are much more easy to
There
murder.
are
They're less.
there are twice as many chickens on the earth than there are humans at the moment.
That's
At
fine.
the
There
moment.
are-
But if we're
no,
killing all of them,
no,
they're gonna be gone.
There are less orangutans in the world than there are humans in the
but we're only
America.
finding
Then
them
they
once a
shouldn't-
year.
No,
They
so
shouldn't fuck with
if
us.
everyone that made this like moral, if you're making the argument that everyone has this argument, then we completely eradicate the orangutan population in 1 year.
I
So
would
then
like
we're
to bring
good.
up one.
No,
I would
that
like to
is
bring up
terrifying.
one very solid point.
You want to kill orangutans?
No.
You wanna
Listen,
eradicate orangutans?
listen to my solid point. This is not unsolid. My solid point.
639.
It never says you have to kill them.
No.
It just says you have to fight them.
Oh, you could disable them.
It is much easier to disable and subdue a chicken than it is to be an orangutan.
I'd say both take one shot.
No,
What
an
if I-
orangutan does
what if
not
I
take
In his
one.
head?
No,
What if I take one?
an orangutan's skull is twice as thick as a human.
No, that's why you hit him in the mouth.
No, say if you shot an orangutan in the head from like a semi close range,
then
they would
he's
die.
dead. Yeah, and then you kill all the. What I'm saying is, orangutan.
To disable him, you'd
First
have
of
to
all,
like blow his
okay,
kneecaps
so
out.
so let's break this down to the base argument:
Mm-hmm.
fighting an orangutan versus fighting a chicken. An orangutan is faster than you. An orangutan is stronger than you. An orangutan has larger reach than you. And an orangutan is more agile than you.
And they
Okay.
don't have
But
technology.
they're easier to see
But
coming
then-
than a chicken.
No, they're not.
Yes,
because
they are.
the chickens
An
either
orangutan's like
no,
10 times the size of
no,
a chicken.
because you're forgetting the environment. A chicken is when you get into a car, so you are ready for the chicken. The orangutan shows up once a year.
But
You
if
don't
it only
know-
shows up once a year, you're always ready.
Yeah,
And
you
you
know,
have to
I
take your
killed this
Lexapro to kill
orangutan.
your anxiety. Well, I guess that's depression.
You could literally just have
Xanax.
a
I'd
gun.
be
You could
depressed if
Mr.
I
and
was-
Mrs.
saying-
and just
I'm
have
saying-
a gun everywhere around
I'm
the
saying
house.
is
It
it
pops
is-
up and you just pull a gun out the
Okay,
bedside
would you
table.
argue that it is more likely to be permanently disabled by a orangutan
No, that's
than a
easy.
chicken?
It'd be an
Well,
orangutan.
Yeah,
statistically
so
speaking,
it
Have
is
you heard
more
of
likely
salmonella?
to
You can be permanently disabled.
What
from
does salmonella do?
that. Permanently disable you
In what way?
no,
on the toilet?
It can actually.
What does it do?
but it doesn't
No,
usually.
it can kill
What
you.
does it do?
Doesn't make you
So
shit.
it could give you dysentery.
No, it doesn't.
It can.
Salmonella is more likely to come from flour that is untreated than eggs that are untreated. A chicken scratching you or biting you would not give you
It could give you mad chicken disease.
No.
I'm about to quit from this. I need sushi.
So let's again. I was starting my opening
This is
statement and then we
dangerous.
built into
Yeah.
the thing.
Yep.
Yes,
So-
because you're the only one on
Yeah.
your side.
So I need you guys to give
Yep.
your case without
I
me
think-
interrupting.
Yep, you're right. And I think Patrick is now on the side of Paul. Am I incorrect?
You
Yeah.
literally said
He's
yeah.
unsure.
No,
So
I
Zach.
Well,
So Zach.
let me give the argument for the orangutans.
All right.
So there are a few aspects that we need to go over. Although the orangutan may be faster, stronger, more agile than us, we have technology. Not only could we be strapped at any time, prepared for the one time in an entire year that we have to fight the orangutan. Also, we would know that if we do fight the orangutan, we know that the next one is going to come in the next 365 days. We can prepare from the moment that the first one starts. Also, the sword really doesn't matter, because we're not going to fucking fight the orangutan with a sword, unless absolutely necessary. We have guns. We have fucking elephant rifles. We can prepare ourselves. I'm imagining an orangutan jumping from the rooftops in a downtown bar, and you see him. He locks
Do
eyes
you
with
see
you.
him?
Yeah. No,
Why?
even if you don't. He could be behind you. You
If
hear a
you
noise.
I would make the argument if you do not see the orangutan, he kills you.
White
kind
girls
of
everywhere
ninja
carry
orangutan?
pepper spray on
Because
If
there's
you
gonna be
do
people
not-
there.
If you do not see the orangutan before
I
he
would be
attacks, you're dead.
Yeah. Yes.
Is
That's-
the argument?
I would
If
say
he gets his hands
it's
on you,
not only
you're gonna
me
die.
that would see it. It would be others. I'm
But
not
no.
alone.
What?
Ever.
No, you're not alone ever. Ever.
No.
But-
you always
but-
have someone.
but-
around
But you and
Yeah.
M together
Falling
could
back-
So
fight.
there
the
is
No,
not
falling
a
back on
minute-
that.
One
no.
of us could.
Also,
No,
the other people
both of you together would get
have
the
What I'm
also seen
saying
this
is-
meme, and they also have
No,
to fight an
what I'm
orangutan. So it
saying
doesn't
is,
matter if other people.
If
see
you
it.
have,
Don't spill that.
if you fight the orangutan, you always have to be on guard. If I fight a chicken, I know exactly when and where the chicken's coming.
And
I know
think
But
exactly.
is he coming from behind? He
no,
could be.
No, that's what I'm saying.
chickens
what
could
I'm
give
saying
you
is,
diseases.
I know that if I get into my car, I'm fighting chicken. If I'm with my friends and they're driving, there's no chicken.
But
If
they
I'm
might have to
on
fight a chicken,
bus-
and you're gonna have to witness
no,
it.
That's not the argument.
It's very traumatizing.
Well,
I've
this
seen
is
it.
a personal argument.
I've been to Dallas.
They have to fight it. But like the point is like I know exactly when and where I'm fighting the chicken. I know.
You do.
I make the conscious decision to fight the chicken. If I am the orangutan, once a year I have to be ready. So that means I'm on guard all year. I have a gun on me all year just because one day out of the year orangutan's coming and if I slip up for an instant, my arm is ripped off or my face is ripped off or I am dead. A chicken, I'm like, oh, I need fucking dinner tonight. I'm gonna go into my car. Zap him with my fucking taser.
It's a lot of
that
work.
I keep on my phone. No, it's not. I zap him with
It's a
my
lot of work
taser.
to cook and cut.
But
the
you
chicken.
have to think of
Have
all
you
the other
ever-
people who have also seen this meme. So if you're getting into your friend's car,
No.
you're gonna have to watch
Okay.
them fight a chicken. And
So
what
there-
if they're not prepared?
So again, you've created two realities.
No, there's
One-
not two
no,
realities.
No. Let
This
me-
is your
let-
reality
let me
that you
finish.
described earlier.
May I complete my thought?
No. Okay.
So you have just introduced two realities in which every single person has given this prompt, or I am the only one that's given this prompt. If I am the only one that's given this prompt, then I don't have to worry about anyone else fighting the chickens
Okay.
every time we get in the car. If everyone in the world is given this prompt, then I have to worry about a orangutan showing up that's not for me. I have to remember, like, my friend's coming out, I'm hanging out with a friend. the orangutan comes out and kills my friend. I'm like, holy shit! Everyone in the world is like on pins and needles waiting for an orangutan to attack them.
They wouldn't.
You know how much worse of a world if everyone's on the verge of killing an orangutan is? That's terrifying.
That's a year worth of pain, and then everybody's
that sounds
fine.
like the government.
That's terrifying. Yeah, that's the government. Would you rather fight the government or chickens?
Honestly, the government.
No.
However,
Chickens are easy. You just keep a fucking taser on you.
You-
You go into your car, you zap it real quick, you put it in the bag that you keep in the back of your car, and then you go home the next day, you pluck the chicken, and you broil it for dinner.
However,
it's amazing.
you made
As
a really
pro.
good statement earlier when I said, you know how many chickens you'd be killing. If there are less orangutans, at one point they're going to become depopulated, and our ancestors will not have to live through this.
That's not true.
Yes, it
because
is.
the agreement you sign when making this thing is every year you will fight an orangutan. Even if they're
What
extinct,
if they run out?
even if they're extinct, they
can't
will
go-
operate.
that can't
in.
reality. That
They
can't
will
make sense.
operate.
No, that can't make sense.
Due to the basis of the agreement.
Based off of this
Every
situation,
year-
they can't go extinct because they appear every time.
Also,
They never
If-
say
if
that.
They never say it doesn't.
Wait.
I
Yeah,
signed the
every
contract.
year. No. This is the point, and this is a good point. Me and Patrick are gonna team on this. So every year, everyone, if your agreement is right that everyone is in this contract, every year, everyone in the world fights an orangutan. It kills at least 30% of the population.
So they're not endangered.
Right? I would say every year, at least 30% of the population aren't ready for the.
But however, how many
No,
people
what I'm saying
per
is,
year are dying from the
If
chickens?
everyone in the world is fighting chickens when they get into a car, we're like, hey, let's invent something else because
people who
cars
don't
aren't
have cars.
working. Cars
They're
aren't,
obviously
yeah.
going to choose that one.
No, yeah, exactly.
Which is not fair.
so they
No,
don't-
that's
no,
not
no,
fair.
that's fair.
If you don't
That's the thing
have a car,
is if we realize
started
that
driving
the,
app called
the
Chicken
no,
Warriors.
hey, let me point this out. If we as a collective realize that the only time we fight chickens is when we get into a car, we're gonna get on bikes. We're gonna get on motorcycles. We're gonna get on electric scooters. We're going to
save the environment.
Yeah, we are going to increase
still
our
disagree.
public transportation because, like, hey, I don't want these chickens roaming around killing people. I'm going to, as a presidential nominee, say we're going to make busing public to everyone, so you never have to fight a chicken again, and it would benefit society because one, we would Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, Kentucky Fried Chicken would blossom. Like, they would be free food anytime they want. And then also, public transportation would boom. It would boom. And it would cut out the need for cars, which is problematic. Like,
That we'd
100
have
people.
warrior bus drivers.
You've seen the
Fought
meme
chickens
where
every
it's like
day.
They would
100
have
people.
to get into the bus.
100
The
people
bus drivers
in
would be
cars.
certified
Like,
chicken
If
murderers.
you look at traffic would go down. Like, you look at 100 people in a bus, that's like 2 buses. 100 people in a car, that's like 80 cars.
We got Teslas.
So, no, because most people, you're either driving with one other person or by yourself. On average, you're
Yeah,
either driving
that
with
is
one other
true.
person or yourself.
That is
So,
true.
100 cars, or 100 people in cars versus 100 people in buses. That's 2 buses or 100 or 80 cars. So, you're looking at taking out traffic. You're looking at increasing public transportation. You're looking at building infrastructure for that public transportation. You're looking at eradicating carbon emissions from cars. You're looking at all this beauty just because I don't want to fight a chicken every day.
I would like to hear Zach's point.
So, we've made the argument that scarcity is more of a point for the orangutans, correct?
No, we've made the argument that when you kill
After all of the physical orangutans are gone, orangutans will be fucking vaporized into existence, correct?
So the argument is that is the contract that an orangutan alive today shows up and attacks you, or that an orangutan.
An orangutan does.
And I would say
the first to be depleted is the alive orangutans, and then they are brought into existence for the rest. Okay?
Yeah,
We
so
can agree on that? Okay. Now, this is the point. The point is, once all of the real orangutans are gone, there's no more value in orangutans. However, once the created orangutans exist, once the ones that are brought into existence, you kill one, imagine how much that meat is worth. Imagine how everyone that has agreed to this part of the contract could
Wait.
raise the GDP.
Wait, so if 8 billion people, which is the population...
They wouldn't. They'd choose chicken, like you.
No. We're making this on a global scale.
Yep.
So, if
5 billion people chose chicken.
5 billion people chose chicken, so that's 5 billion pounds.
Of
No,
chicken.
it's like
Probably like a
10.
few.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's like
quite a
10
bit.
billion pounds. It's like 8 billion pounds of orangutan meat per year.
Of chicken meat.
Of orangutan meat.
No, I'm saying 3 billion choose orangutan.
So if 3.
The lower
billion-
part
no,
would because of the arguments you've made.
Yeah. So you said the lower part would because I'm right.
No.
But regardless.
No,
So,
That's
the
not
majority-
at all.
so you're saying the majority agree with it.
The argument that I'm making is the scarcity and wealth that could be generated by the extreme rarity of orangutan meat.
Taste that good.
How do you know?
Because
I heard they taste like chicken.
no.
So
No.
you're really just fighting one large
They taste
chicken.
like chicken.
So
why
they're
would
just
you-
fighting a big chicken.
No.
You ever
No,
watch
you're
Family
not fighting
Guy?
a chicken. Have you ever
I've
read?
never seen
No.
Family
One
Guy.
big chicken
This-
or
so-
every
so-
a chicken
so-
every
Who wins
time you
every
get
One
it.
time?
big chicken.
So this argument, like, okay, we can look at the globe of Brexit. We can look at all this stuff, and it would still
Check
say
the
that the
record.
chicken is right. But if we look
It's
at
not right.
specifically one person, you are the hero of the story. You are the one person that's given this chance. You either have to fight an animal that is faster,
Well, it's
stronger,
7. I'm getting ready for
more agile than you once a year at a random day, and there's a sword there, or you have to fight a chicken every time you get in your
I feel like
car.
I'd be fucking
think
exhausted.
the
after
semantics
that.
regarding-
That's just
No.
what I'm saying.
No.
I'd be
Hey,
exhausted.
I didn't finish.
Okay.
So the two options are every time I choose
I understand what
to
the
get into my
the
car,
options are.
I fight a 10-pound animal that cannot kill me.
It can.
You looked at how many deaths
Absolutely,
by
a
chicken?
How many chickens have killed humans in the last 10 years?
We could look that. We're gonna
Look that up. Okay, so what I'm saying is if I know a chicken's coming, it cannot kill me. I would argue that. If I know an orangutan's coming, there's a chance it could kill me.
I'd say the thrill is worth more than the annoyance of the chicken.
And I think it depends on your
Besides,
religion.
cut all that. An orangutan has the power, the strength.
If you
the
believe in
speed.
heaven, then what difference does it make?
Okay,
It's
you
heaven.
are overcoming all this because I could do the same argument with chicken. That's not the point. The point is an orangutan has the ability.
I don't believe in heaven.
The orangutan has the ability to kill you when you're not aware.
And that's God's plan.
Even if you're
It's
aware,
God's plan.
even if you know when the orangutan's coming, even if you know it's the
Then
same
you're good to
date
go.
every
It
month.
can't kill you if you're aware. You can take measures that
So
we
can
have as humans.
Yeah. So can a chicken kill you when you're aware?
Yes. It can.
So an orangutan can't kill you when you're aware.
I would say an orangutan cannot kill you if you are aware.
But a chicken can?
A chicken can kill you
When
because
you're
there's
aware?
a chance. There's more chances.
When you're aware?
Yeah. There's more chances of a chicken killing you.
That's the thing.
Because there's one orangutan, there's a lot of chickens throughout the year. That's a bigger probability.
But the
And if it's
Power.
when you get into your car,
Zach, you're ignoring the power of
There's
an
only
I
like
orangutan.
know how
2 or
powerful.
3 recorded deaths from a chicken
Oh, yeah?
murdering a human.
How
Well, look
many,
at the
how many
orangutan.
orangutan
Yeah, please,
deaths have
please
been
let
in
me
the
see.
last 10 years?
That's
gonna
you
be
guys
high.
don't want to know
Guess who
that
I
one.
am.
no, that's going to be high. Because they're not prepared. They don't know this
That's
argument.
what I'm saying, and that's the point.
But who are you?
But
Is
they know they're with.
if I'm being generous, if I'm being
My lock screen.
if I'm being generous to the orangutan people, you would know.
Oh, now they're people.
Yeah, you are people. I
thought they were
agree.
monkeys.
But if I were being generous to you guys, I would say you'd know when. But the statement as it is, you don't know when. Once a year, orangutan's going to be
I
full.
do agree
Either
with that.
A, he jumps out of a tree and he rips your arm off and you're dead.
No, he wouldn't. I would be prepared.
No, you wouldn't.
I
So
would.
every moment of every day of a year, you are ready for a.
Yep, and my friends would know.
So you never
remember,
sleep.
Imagine this.
I would be ready in the night.
Equally, there's only 2 recorded
Yeah.
ever
Now-
orangutan.
now- Wait!
Oh! But 4 in the past 10 years.
Google how many chickens there are in the world versus orangutans.
I don't
So that's
care.
better. That doesn't matter. You said philosophically that does not matter.
That's the point. That's part of the point. Is that how many chickens versus orangutans there are?
That doesn't matter.
No, it does because
What?
it's the
Does
same
not
thing as
matter.
the argument. Is I fight a chicken every day, but I only see one orangutan a year. So if there is less than 1 to 365 orangutan to chicken, So if there's 365 times the amount of orangutans versus chickens.
That wouldn't matter, though.
25.9 billion chickens
Okay,
in the
and
world.
how many orangutans?
That wouldn't.
No. Shh. Let me do the math.
Okay,
This is
that's
this
fine.
is
There's
straight
no
up
math.
science. This is straight up science right here.
You disregarded that.
Let me say this. So you
We
said
got
there's.
I don't want to do either of these things at this point.
Let me make the clear argument here.
I would love you to.
So he said there are 2 chicken deaths in the last there's 2 chicken deaths
Oh, you're ratioing.
versus
That's what you're doing.
2 orangutan deaths.
Oh, okay.
Now, how many chickens
No, you got a point.
in the world versus orangutans? If my argument is that there is more than 365
However,
chickens for every orangutan, that would prove that. I mean, that's even less because how many more people are in contact with a chicken than an orangutan? The only people that are actually in contact with an orangutan are fucking zookeepers. Every fucking
people
farmer,
in my country.
The population of orangutans, they don't know this for sure, but it's like 104,000 orangutans.
So 104,000 versus like 2,000.
Issue: how many?
29.4
Yeah.
billion
Hey,
chickens.
how
not
many
even
chickens
close.
are held in a fucking factory compared to how many are held in a zoo?
No, it's not
A lot of chickens
that's not
don't
the
even
argument.
have, like,
How
they're
many-
so genetically modified.
Then
they
it
can't
doesn't
walk.
matter how many chickens or orangutans there are.
How many farmers are in contact with chickens versus how many
Several.
zookeepers are in
Several.
contact with
Several.
orangutans?
I'd say both equally.
Several.
I'd say the ratio stays
No.
Because you have a farmer with
because
a
you
lot
have
of
one
chickens
farmer with thousands of chickens in
and
a
a
giant
lot of
factory farm.
zookeepers with a one orangutan.
Right. So here's the point.
One person can overlook 1,000 chickens.
Would you rather fight a chicken
But they-
or an orangutan?
An orangutan once a year.
I
Okay,
agree.
no. So
Plus,
you
they get a
wait,
sword.
Not take out everything else of the story. Would
I
you
don't care
rather
about the
fight a
story.
chicken when you know it's coming?
No. How about this? Would
No.
you rather fight in a chicken? Would you rather fight a chicken or an orangutan?
I would rather fight a chicken.
I'd fight an orangutan. I want the thrill. I get no satisfaction of killing
You'd
something
rather-
that doesn't have the intelligence that I would.
You
I
would rather
have.
fight an orangutan than a chicken.
I would. Not with my bare hands. If that's
So
a
you would
constituent.
rather die to the hands of an orangutan than kill a chicken?
Yeah.
But also, it doesn't say what species you are. You could also be a dragon.
That don't. That is
Honestly, the
not-
thing
that
is pretty vague.
No, the point is that if you want to live, you fight a chicken once or every time you get in the car. Because one, you know exactly when it's coming. You
What
can
kind of an
bring
existence would you have, though?
Zach,
that would be a sad existence.
Zach. There's
Be
multiple
my
options.
existence.
One, you live in a place where there is public transportation, where you do not need, like people in New York, people in California, people in a lot of the largest cities in the world don't own cars.
I would say that sentence itself, when you get into your car, is too vague for the argument that you're trying to
what
make.
I'm making is that more people in the world do not own cars than do.
When you get into your
Is
car,
that true?
oh, I don't have a
no.
car. I'm getting into a bus. That would count.
No, that's not the. That's not.
That's what I'm saying. It's a little too.
What I'm saying is.
So if you don't
No,
own a car, you
no,
cannot
no.
participate, and you
A
have to
car
choose the
is
orangutan.
No. It
Yes,
says
sir.
is
A
that
car,
When you get into your
technically-
car, oh, I don't have a car, so I have to choose
No.
the orangutan.
No, it says, oh, why would I not choose the orangutan?
A
Or why would I
car
not choose the
is
chicken?
technically
'Cause
a
I don't.
sedan or a convertible.
So if I owned a
So if
truck
I had
or
a truck,
van-
it wouldn't fucking
Yeah,
matter.
No.
there you go. Another.
no.
I'd still get
plus-
rare
No.
orangutan meat.
So here's the thing: is if I live
A
in
hatchback.
How much
counts,
does
though.
it sell for on the
most,
dark web?
so
A lot.
the majority of
They're
population.
Would you
Changing.
rather be a millionaire, or would you rather fucking kill a chicken every day?
You know what?
That's
business is?
rude.
Hey, if I had
1
chickens,
minute.
if I could get as much chickens as I want, whenever I want, I would make a business out of that. I could go to a local restaurant or fucking Popeyes and say, "Hey, you want fresh chicken?"
I don't want chicken that's been shot.
They
or
wouldn't
tased
want
or maced.
fresh chicken, bro.
Now, if I went to
be
a
honest
fucking
with you.
Harold's Coffee
Paul's
House,
Car Defense and Chicken Shop.
if I went to Harold's Coffee House, my family's restaurant, and said,
Harold
"Hey,
chose the orangutan, so he would decline.
how
He would
dare
have
you
great,
How
delicious
dare you
orangutan
talk
steak.
about my grandpa like that?
He would
No,
choose the orangutan.
if I went to a local restaurant and said, "Hey, I can give you fresh chicken meat whenever you want it," I could create a business out of the chicken.
Yeah, but how are they sourced? You know how many vegans, vegetarians, how many people care about
regardless of that.
Animal cruelty these days.
Regardless
Are you
of that.
cruelly killing the animals? I don't want your fucking chicken. Goodbye.
Yeah, you don't, but there's 100 businesses that would accept it.
Only white trash.
No, that's not true.
Only if you're in Council Bluffs.
That's not true. 90% of businesses don't give a fuck about animal rights.
How about this then?
Every fast food does not care about animal rights.
So it doesn't matter if you murder orangutans and sell them.
No, because that's a felony.
It doesn't matter if it's in
not
self-defense.
a felony to kill 1,000 chickens.
Yeah, if it's in self-defense.
It is not a felony to kill 100 chickens.
PETA would be upset with you.
Yeah, who gives a fuck about PETA?
Okay, then I'm fine.
Yeah,
they wouldn't be endangered anymore.
Orangutan is a felony to kill a chicken.
If it was self-defense and they knew about this, it would not be.
It is.
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's not a self-defense.
A dead orangutan is a felony.
So hear me out. 30 people come together. They all choose orangutan. They all get attacked once a year, an average of 36.5 orangutans. Mm-hmm. Every 10 days. And an orangutan meat can last 10 days. We could make a fucking restaurant that has extreme value to the entire public.
That's a felony.
It's not because people would
out of self-defense.
Because as soon as a government,
they don't need to know what kind of meat it is.
As soon as
the government would be aware because there's orangutans killing individuals.
The first episode of Bob's Burgers.
So you're saying 30 people a year that can create a restaurant? You know how much meat it requires to make a restaurant last a year?
No, 30 people. The thing is, once every 10 days, you would have an orangutan.
30 divided by 12 is what?
30 divided by 12?
Yeah,
that's like what?
Is
it 0.3 or 3? What do you mean?
Okay, so
3.5.
So 12.
You could have 3.5 orangutans a month.
No. 12 goes into 30. How many times?
That would be
like
0.4.
It's 2.5.
Okay, well I was thinking the other way around.
12. So if you have 30 people that kill one orangutan,
you get an orangutan.
No.
On average.
Let me finish.
Okay, please.
2.5. So for 30 orangutans to survive a year of a restaurant's birth, that means you cannot have more than
2.5 orangutans a month.
No, less than that. 2.5 orangutans. How many pounds of meat is on an orangutan? That's actually
100
cookable.
pounds?
That's actually cookable.
80? 70?
Okay, so 70 pounds a month.
Yeah, and that's 30 people.
So what's 30 divided by
70 pounds per orangutan per month,
so
which would be 160.
No.
Yeah, 2.5 orangutans per month.
No,
yeah.
No,
she was right, actually.
You don't know math. So if you have 30... if you have 30 orangutans... No, if you have 30 orangutans for 12 months, then that means you have 2.5 orangutans per month.
Mm-hmm.
And you get 70 pounds per orangutan.
Okay, so what's that divided by 30?
You have to take the entire poundage amount.
Because you have the days of a month,
bro,
which is 30 days a month.
The thing is, it's expensive. We don't serve them in large portions, bro.
No, but again, how many pounds?
This is a 5-star restaurant.
Answer this. How many?
Sir, you are cut off.
I can comfortably...
What is 70?
I can sell a pound a day.
2.2. 2.1 and a half is how many pounds a day of orangutan you can serve.
2.1 full orangutans?
2.1 pounds.
So that'd be...
No, pounds of orangutan.
Okay. And you serve it at 4 ounces per cut.
So what's 16 divided by 4?
4.
Okay, so you can serve 4 dishes
of those servings
of 4 ounces.
For how much money?
However, you do sell them for about 100.
Oh, I'm sorry. All of the orangutans are fucking eradicated because we killed them all, and now it's the only things left in our...
you can serve 4 portions of orangutans every day for a month.
Oh, we would honestly get more than
once the chicken population runs out, they're going to be like, well, what else tastes like chicken? Orangutan. 30? I want to eat
4
that.
4 times 30, 120.
So you're saying 120 times people eat at your restaurant a month?
In a month?
It wouldn't just be orangutan, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 120 orders of the 4-ounce orangutan meat in a month.
Of $100.
So 120 times 12 is 2,040.
For 2,400.
It only takes one of those to go to the cops and say, "Hey, this guy is selling orangutan meat."
And they'd be like, "Oh my god!" And then they would.
That's a felony.
National news would be covering the orangutans mauling people.
Yeah, so you go to jail.
No, it wouldn't. It would be covering the fucking orangutans mauling people and there being a suspicious.
You're not
They would no
understanding.
longer be. They would no longer be endangered.
All it takes is one whistleblower to say, "Hey, these people are murdering orangutans."
That's following the current law, which does not take into
Which are
account the
smart.
orangutan and chicken laws that would be in place.
Orangutans are smarter than 8-year-olds, and you're killing them.
And they're attacking us.
They're in danger. No, they're not attacking you. You're fighting.
So what do you mean? If I said I don't want to fight you, what would happen?
An attack is not a fight.
Okay. If I did not want to fight them, what would they do?
Oh, what would they do?
Tell me.
No, you're the
Please.
one making the
You are the
claim.
one making this argument right now.
I'm
That an
the one
attack is not a fight.
No, I'm the one pointing out the
Okay.
holes. In your
So if I said no and the orangutan walked away, then I would have no problem choosing the
But
orangutan.
if the orangutan came and ripped your face off,
Yep, then that would be
You'd be
an
dead.
attack.
but you'd be dead.
So it wouldn't happen.
But you'd be dead.
The orangutan would try to, and then I would attack him in self-defense.
How would you attack the orangutan?
With a gun.
You have a gun on you 365 days
Yes,
a year
24/7.
when you're sleeping.
I would have a gun.
When you're sleeping.
I would have motion detectors and an alarm. If I knew an orangutan could come at any moment.
You're
What do you mean?
walking down the street, an orangutan pops out of the trees.
Yeah. Bra, bra, bra. What do you mean?
Zach. Okay, so we're going to take a step back.
Please do.
So, the question is, would you rather fight a chicken every time you get in your car or an orangutan once a year?
With a sword.
With a sword. Yes, thank you.
The orangutan.
So, Zach, taking a step back,
Perfect.
which is a better option?
I would say the orangutan.
Why?
Less annoyance, less nuisance, easier to know that we could easily overpower them with technology.
Could a chicken kill you?
Yes.
If you knew every time you were gonna fight a chicken, if you knew every time you could prepare for it, you could be ready for it, a chicken could kill you, would you be scared of the chicken?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know which direction he'll come from. I don't know if he'll come under the bottom of my car, stab me in the fucking leg. I don't know if he'll come in my car.
Stab you.
With his beak.
His beak.
But he might have guns.
All I'm
He
saying,
might have rabies.
a chicken.
He could have
A
issues.
chicken
May also have a
chickens
sword.
do not have rabies. It's never been.
The chickens don't know what we have, and we don't know
What I'm saying is, a chicken does not have the physical ability to kill you or hurt you permanently if you're aware of it, right? Would you grant me that?
I can't give you 100% of that.
But
I can say more than likely, yes.
95%.
But I would say the same exact thing goes with the orangutan.
No. Would you give me 90% of the chances? If you knew a chicken was coming, you could kill it without it permanently damaging you every single time.
It depends on
I
where it
can't
hits
give
you.
that, man.
If I know what's going on,
Nope.
I can pick the time and place of the fight. I know exactly when
That's
I'm
not
going.
What if you
fair.
slip up?
No, it's again.
What if you're drunk driving?
If anything, it prevents you from drunk driving. It's a pro. You're like, I'm not
No,
driving,
I'd
dude.
get drunk and
There's a
kill that chicken.
There's a chicken.
I'd get
coming.
drunk and
Like,
break that
dude,
chicken's neck.
If
and
anything,
throw it.
that helps you. You're like, dude. There's a
Patrick, is
fucking-
it still recording?
Here you go, dude. There's a chicken coming for me. I can't drive. That prevents you from drunk driving, which cancels out.
I'd be more afraid of drunk driving if I knew an orangutan could pop out in the middle of the street.
Very true.
Yeah. So a chicken attacks you at a point in which you know it's gonna happen. You know exactly the time and place of the chicken situation. You can also use chickens to create a business. You can grow. You can cook dinner for the night. You can enjoy that.
I don't know what that is.
An orangutan.
I would love to try orangutan.
I want to try
They
orangutan
hurt
meat.
my-
Regardless of that,
They
an
do.
orangutan once a year, at a time you do not know. Once a year, an orangutan shows up and fucking
That's
attacks
just once,
you.
dude.
But an orangutan is stronger, faster. I would say this: me as a person, I am much more able to like create a routine where I just fucking get into my car, zap the chicken with a fucking.
But he's gonna get smarter and stronger.
That's not the
over
thing. No,
time.
that's not true. Because the chickens don't have brains like that. You know who can get
But
smarter?
they will once you kill them.
You know who can get smarter
Evolution,
and better
bitch.
Not the
over time?
orangutans.
The orangutan.
No.
The orangutan is much better at adapting to his environment than a chicken is. Would you grant me that?
Yes, however, not in this context. That's a good argument, but not in this case. Because an orangutan that already exists would come into this world, right? Are you saying that an orangutan that already exists right now would come into this world?
Okay, so
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, then they'll be gone.
No. There's the point of is the orangutan the same one from before? If you kill it, then it's not. If you don't, then it is.
It doesn't say that.
I know that's my own brain.
You got a good point.
All I would say is
I see what you're saying.
I would take a 300% chance of me, like if it's 1 in 300, 1 in 400 of me fighting a chicken versus 1 in 100, 1 in 360 of fighting 1 in 100 of. So like, if there is a chance of it's like 1 to 365 of me fighting a chicken versus 365 to 1 of me fighting a orangutan.
I think you meant the opposite, but yes.
I would choose the chicken every time. I am more likely.
I can respect that.
I am more likely to beat a chicken 365 times a year than fighting an orangutan once.
Okay. I think we've made all our points. I think that we can respectfully agree to disagree.
Orangutan is so much faster. A chicken's rip people's faces off.
A chicken?
An orangutan pulls your arms from your body. An orangutan is smart. It is powerful. It's
not
terrifying.
smarter than me. I have a gun.
Every day of the year?
Yeah.
Every moment?
Yeah.
Not every day.
Like
every single moment of the year.
Yeah.
So
I'm ready.
So you would rather dictate every moment.
Are you going to say that
No.
I'm sitting in a restaurant on a Friday night and an orangutan comes through the door?
So you would rather dictate every moment of every day of every year to being prepared for an orangutan than when you get into a car for a chicken?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you'd be like, orangutan, like, oh, the chicken's coming up. Hey, you got a fucking heavy object? Okay. Oh, well, then I guess I'm not going to go into my car right now. I'll go tomorrow. Can you drive me home, bud? Oh, okay, cool. But, like, I know exactly when and where I'm fighting that chicken. And I can prepare.
You can.
I do not know that for the orangutan.
I can be prepared for the orangutan at any moment.
And that's not true. I don't believe it.
Okay.
I don't believe that 365
And I don't believe that you can
days,
always get a ride when you need it. What if you,
you
shit.
fucking walk or get a bike.
Things aren't that simple.
Get a
Paul.
motorcycle.
Drive.
If you drove a motorcycle...
I would say that for the sake of the argument, getting in your car would also be getting on a motorcycle.
Nope, that's
you can't.
not the point. That is completely different.
It is
than
only
the semantics.
your car.
Yeah.
I think that there
What's
are
a car?
more motorcycle deaths per year than chicken deaths per
Is
year.
a motorcycle a car?
Yes.
It is a vehicle of transportation.
I would say
Is
car
a
was
bike
interpreted
a car?
as
Is
vehicle.
a bicycle a car?
It is a vehicle
There's a
of
difference.
transportation.
One does not have a motor. One cannot go on major
So a
highways.
bicycle is not a car. What about an electric bike?
If it can go 55, yes.
Oh, so a car is something that goes over 55 miles an hour.
I would say so. If you can go on
However-
the highway, it's a car.
So then you're gonna waste all your fucking time. You're gonna wake up 2 hours earlier
wait,
just so you can pedal your
So
ass
a
to work.
4
Absolutely
horse,
not. I respect my
carriage
sleep.
is a car.
I cherish it.
No,
They can go over 55.
they can't go
miles an hour.
55.
Yes, they
If
can.
you can show me that a fucking horse and carriage is on the interstate,
A 4-horse and carriage.
if
can
it is
go
on the
over.
interstate, show me.
That's okay. So you're changing your definition.
If it's on the highway, yes. I
No,
said it
you
needs to
said
go 55
55
because it needs to go on a
So a
highway.
horse and carriage can go over 55.
Okay, I would
Can
love
they?
the evidence.
They can. They
Then
can.
perfect. Then I would say that
That's a car.
That's a vehicle.
I'd say that's a
yes.
vehicle. That's a car.
not. That's not the point.
Yeah, that's a
it's
car.
a car.
Yep.
A horse and carriage is a car.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Can it go over 55?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Even
I don't
with
think
an
you're
obese
positive.
person?
I don't think you're positive on that, Paul.
I
A
also
horse
don't-
and
I don't think they could do it.
carriage
I think they'd crash.
Has reached.
I'm not
speeds
saying I'm agreeing with one side or the
A
other.
4-horse and carriage has gone past the speeds of 55. They've gone to 67.
Have you ever seen one on the interstate?
They've gone
Yeah.
past.
This is
You
more of a
get-
practical argument.
Yeah, this
You
is
can't.
very practical
So,
at this point.
If I want, I'll just get either A, public transportation, B, I'll have my friends around, C, Uber, D, get a fucking bike, E, put put my friend's name on the car, so it's technically not my car.
So I don't have to do any of that.
Well, however,
I can just live my life
You have to
normally.
fight a fucking orangutan that could rip your arms off your body.
No, I have to go back once a year.
3 out of the 4 choices you just listed, if you were drunk at a bar and somebody was going to get you right home, and then that person was like, yo, whose car is this? They're like, oh, that's Paul's car. Chicken time.
Not for anyone. No, it's when you get in your car. If someone else gets in your car,
I don't care about whose car it is at this point.
That has not been part of the semantics.
What if they get into their car and they die, and then you get into the car? It's not
the
your
argument
car,
is when I get into my car, a chicken comes at me. So
okay.
if
I would take the orangutan, hands down.
You're wrong. You're just
hands
wrong.
That's okay. It's an opinion-based argument.
And an orangutan is 365 times more likely to injure you permanently than a chicken is.
That's fine. I will fight him once.
That's what I'm saying is an orangutan is 365 times more likely to injure you.
Then that's a perfect ratio.
It's more. That's what I said.
How much more?
Like,
if you would estimate.
I would say an orangutan is 1,000 times more likely to injure you.
Without technology, yes.
Without being directly prepared for the moment. Because you're not directly prepared for the moment when the orangutan attacks. You are directly prepared for the moment when the chicken attacks.
I would be very prepared regardless of the situation for orangutans.
I don't agree with that. I don't think you would be.
But if we're just taking a chicken
if
attack...
this moment an orangutan attacked you, even if you knew...
Where would he be coming from, right?
Exactly.
Think of it practically.
Exactly. Where would he be coming from?
The door.
What if he's just apparated?
The wall.
What if it was magic and he just apparated from the ceiling?
That changes the changes the practicality of the argument.
No, it doesn't.
If he just fucking appears right here and starts fucking attacking
You're making a deal with someone that's like, okay, an orangutan's going to attack me. You don't know where. They didn't specify that. We are looking at the argument as it's laid out. Okay. An orangutan attacks you.
So it is beyond the realms of reality.
Obviously, or it wouldn't be an argument in the first place.
It can apparate in a tree.
Yeah, but I'm saying is...
From the ceiling?
The presence in itself is above reality. Because if it was in reality, it wouldn't be a premise at all. The fact that it is a premise is that it's above reality. So it could fucking apparate behind you and just fucking rip your face off before you're even ready for it. A chicken, you know exactly when.
Okay, you get in your car and he comes down from your top visor and plucks your fucking eyes out.
The thing is, you're right.
What do you mean?
But like with the chicken, you know, every time I get into a car, even if I don't know where,
so you're
a
terrified.
chicken's attacking.
You're drunk in the middle of nowhere at 3 a.m. and he plucks your eyes out.
No, you go, hey, I'm gonna go sleep. And I'll wake up and be ready.
And that sucks.
It sucks. I'm not saying that either of these are ideal.
That sucks more than an orangutan.
No, it doesn't.
I would agree.
Because I would I agree that neither of these are ideal. Neither of these are a good thing.
Honestly, I would say finding an orangutan once a year might be a good thing for your own strength and mental health.
Maybe 1 year.
That'd be good. I'd find one.
I would like you to partake in this, and then let us know how you feel. However,
okay.
I think
I'll buy a bunch of chickens and throw one at you every time you get in your
car.
car.
We're going to agree.
I would rather kill 1,000 chickens.
Let's
than
go
one
to
orangutan.
the zoo and find.
I would rather kill.
We should find a zoologist and talk.
I would rather kill 1,000 chickens than one orangutan.
Really?
I would be better equipped to kill 1,000 chickens.
I would gat down a village of orangutans.
Yeah. You wouldn't.
I would.
Because they're faster than you.
It doesn't matter if I have a fucking gun.
Yeah,
dude.
if you can see 1,000.
I would gat them down. That's what I said.
If you could see them. If they're in a
fucking
village. That's the thing is, orangutans aren't laid out in a line.
That's fine. They'd be in the trees. That's fine. I'm ready, dude.
All it takes is one chicken one orangutan you don't see.
Yep, and there's one a year. That's pretty
all
easy
it takes is one orangutan you don't
know.
see. Even if I don't see a chicken.
If I was like, yo, hey, Paul, I have an orangutan that's going to attack me at any moment. Can you guys please prepare as friends?
I'll be like, yeah, but then you go to sleep and I'm like watching a fucking show and then the orangutan snaps your neck real
from
quick.
Where?
It's, again, we already agreed.
This has to be in the bounds. I did not agree. I said that was preposterous.
No,
I made the hyperbole of a chicken batting your eyes out from the visor.
We agreed that if it's in the realms of reality, the argument is redundant and not even...
If it's in the realms of reality, then easily it'd be orangutan.
No. Because I would just be like, oh, I'm going to my car. Take out my taser. But I got dinner for the night.
I think.
Okay, we are.
Shit about a taser.
We
Shit,
both
shit
made
about a
both
sword.
points.
We are circling the drain. So
I think we both made strong points. I will say that your points are strong, Paul.
Very strong.
I will not say yours are.
That's
You
okay.
don't have to.
That's okay. However,
We know it is.
let us
All
know
I know
down
is,
below.
hey, Patrick was the diehard orangutan guy, and then he agreed with me and left. So use that as the conclusion. But regardless,
Yeah, let us know what you think. That's the more important question. We can say whatever we want, but let us know. Anyway, thank you again for watching. Thank you, Em, for being here. Thank you, Paul, for being here. And
keep it real, nerds.
keep it real.
I apologize.
He apologizes.
Apologize.
Jesus Christ.